All right, so in this video today we're going to have a quick look at line graphs and how to read and interpret them and how to answer a few questions. And I'm going to use the questions from set 4.4 as an example so I can show you a few features of line graphs and then you can work on those questions in your own time. All right, so a line graph, which you already know about, are usually used to graph data that changes over time. So in VCE further maths we call them a time series, because along the bottom is generally some kind of time. So this one has age in months, this one has age in years, and as we go through a few others, I'll show you a few of those. All right, so you might have to think about what those times are, but they should be some kind of measurement of time. So this one has months, which is time as well. Other ones have things like dates in April. So this one has dates in April, just along the X, the bottom here, dates in April. And the last one has this one, which is time, basic time in a day. So you've got 0800, which is 8 o'clock in the morning, 2400, which is midnight, 1600, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so all of those are line graphs which show time along the bottom axis. All right, and then up the side is some kind of other information. So, first of all, that's the most important part. They change over time. They can also be used to compare two or more lots of data by color coding the lines. So if you look over here on the right hand side, you can see a blue line and an orange line, and we know that those are two different sets of data. So this one here seems to show us, it says here that they show average monthly temperatures of two cities, Adelaide, Brisbane, all the cities, over a 12-month period, but they're presented in jumbled order. So we'd have to match them up. Okay, so it says here average temperature is orange and minimum temperature is blue. All right, so average temperature is here, minimum temperature is there. So we'd be looking at two different sets of data. One of them was average and one of them was minimum. All right, so line graphs can be used to show two or more lots of data by color coding them. Another example is here. This one says the percentage of deaths from cancer or heart disease. So we have males and females, so two different sets of data. All right, so to read a line graph, all we really do is one of the important things we're looking for is either the time or whatever is up the side. All right, so we look at these questions and we say to ourselves, what did Simon weigh at 2 months? So we find 2 months along the bottom and we go up until we hit the blue line, then back to the side, and that is his weight at 2 months. So that would be 6,000, and it says it's in grams, which would be 6 kilos. All right. Another way of looking at these questions is, when did Simon weigh 10,000? So the answer is going to be a time for it because it says when. So we'd find 10,000 along the side here. We'd go across until we hit the blue line. Then we go down until we find the time, which would be 8 months. All right, so you might be asked to find either the time or the category up the side, and you're just using horizontal and vertical lines to find that cross point of where the line graph meets the two lines. All right. Other important thing that I saw in here is that this graph here, and I think the next one, the next one has it as well. Can you see this little crinkly line here? That means that the person who drew the graph started at 0, all right? But then you might notice in this one here that it goes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But below here, there's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what they've done is they've put a crinkle in, and the crinkle means that they've chopped out some of this axis. So instead of starting at 1 and going to 10 every 1, they've started at 0 and gone 1, then there might be 2, then the next one will be 8, 9. So they've chopped out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the crinkle means they've chopped something out. All right, so if you come to read those, just remember that. Done the same thing over here. You'll notice that the first number is 36, but then the next number is 37, and there are clearly there's not enough space here for 0 to 36 to be in that line, so they've chopped it out. All right, so that's something you can do if you come to draw your own line graphs as well. So question 6 here asks you to draw a line graph. That's the last one. All right, all the others are interpreting. So remember, when you come to read these questions and answer them, the very first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what is this graph showing? All right, if you can answer that question, you'll be in a much better place to answer the rest of the questions about all the graphs, because you'll understand what the information is telling you. All right, so if you have any questions past there or you need any help, jump back onto Google Classroom and let me know, and I'll tell you how I can help you.